sewing it to the seam allowance?
Excuse me?
You're sewing it down to the seam allowance?
Yes. Through and through. We also have to do another one around the armhole, but I'll show you that after you do this one. This is the first one. The last thing you do before you bring the jacket in finish, you have to get it pressed, okay? I think there's a, I forgot the name of it, but I will give you the name of the dry cleaners that some of the students used to take their garments. Now, also as you work with this, once you do the center back, remove the pins. At the hem, I'm going to stop short because I have to do the hem of the jacket. Remember that? So I'm going to stop like maybe 2 inches above that. Another one. Okay, now I'm going to start working on this side here at the underarm, okay? And you have to work at least 2 inches away from the underarm because you're going to have to reinforce the underarm later. So I'm going like 2 inches down. Make sure that everything is nice and flat here around the armhole.
Are you starting from the center?
Excuse me?
Are you starting from the center?
From the center of the side panel. About 2 inches down from the armhole of the jacket, not the lining. We have to reinforce the armhole before we set in the sleeve. Okay. Again, I'm keeping an eye at the edge of the lining around the armhole to make sure that it's overlapping. Now, another thing we're going to do is that we're going to be setting a shoulder pad here, right? So again, I always use my hand, and now that I figure out how much space I need for the shoulder pad, I start going towards the neckline. I'm staying away, like ½ inch away from the neckline of the jacket. So I have to work there. Now I'm coming on this side. Again, I'm going to make sure that the lining is nice and flat. Okay. Shoulder pad. As I come down, I'll stay away from the armhole of the jacket. Make sure that this is nice and flat here. Now, if you have enough thread, you can continue. If not, you can just baste and then continue, okay? So I'm going to go up this way. I'm going to make sure that the lining is ½ inch bypass the armhole around here and that it's nice and flat, okay? So again, I'm going to continue because I still have a little more thread on this. Staying away 2 inches from the armhole. again, shoulder pad. I'm running out of thread, so I'm just going to tack this here. Now, when you come along this side here, you try to stay away about an inch from the facing edge. You could actually feel the facing edge, okay? The reason you're staying away from the edge is because you're going to be turning this like this. And that's
So
how the line is going to be
shows?
finished. Wet black.
So the tape shows?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a design feature, okay? All right. I have orange over there.
Yeah, that's right. I know. I'm just thinking
Okay.
of this one in there.
Yeah,
That's
no,
right.
and plus the
Next
way she did her basting, I happen to love the basting stitch.
Mhm.
So we're going to leave it there because it
Yeah.
looks great,
Yeah, it's cool.
okay? It looks very, very nice. It looks like, you know, tender loving hands, all right? Again, it's a bias tape, so one edge is not going to be raw. This edge is finished because it's a folded edge, and this is the raw edge, all right? At the bottom, she's going to do a better cross stitch here. I told her to do the cross stitch a little bigger, a little wider, so it looks better, okay? That's how this bottom is finished. And remember that the facing had to be slip stitch onto the high bow, so it doesn't pull away, okay? Now, I'm going to come down the front. What we may do here, because we can see the edge of the facing, we can feel it, we might just trim the 1/2 inch off for the lining off, okay? So this way we don't have a lot of fabric on the inside when we finish the edge, okay? So, again, I'm coming here, back tack, I can feel the facing edge, so I'm staying an inch away from that. Now you saw that at no time was the lining pulled, okay? You will have enough ease on the lining. Now, this, you bring it, somewhere around here is the waistline. So you pick this up, here goes your waistline. If you want, you can put a pin here, so you know where your waistline is. Because you're going to stop at the waistline. And after I do that, I'm going to finish the other side. Now I got to tell you something. I did this class at FIT. It was the same amount of classes while I was going to Parsons full-time. And I finished. So, and plus Mr. Cabrera, God bless him if he's still alive, showed me some shortcuts, which are the shortcuts that I'm showing you guys. So, I mean, during my time, the entire collar was by hand. The entire lapel was pat stitch. At least I'm giving you 1/2 inch lines, you know, 4 or 5, and then you have just that little point to do entirely. But yes, it could be done in 14 classes. And I know you have other classes, unfortunately. Do you guys have a lot of liberal classes? Is that what you do?
Yes.
Yeah. See, during my time, we did have some, because we had to. But they weren't overpowering. I mean, the artistic part of it was the most important thing. You were being creative. You were learning how to make patterns, how to drape, how to sew. Okay, now, your basting thread, like if you have white, we could have used like a yellow or something, so this way you can see it. I'm having a little hard time. But that's okay. Now, when I come to this side, I also look for make sure that everything is nice and flat here, like this, up to the waist. I look for my waist here, okay? Again, over here, I'm making sure that the lining definitely it's overlapping the shoulder of the jacket, and it is 1/2 inch away from the jacket edge. See this? Okay? It's roughly 1/2 inch, all right? Now, with another thread, continue with this. Again, I start at the underarm, 2 inches away.